Thank you for watching another episode of Scandal in Your Life. My name is Scandal. Since you just let me into a little bit of your life, I'm going to let you into a little bit of mine. Today, we're going to talk about something that should be common sense, and that's if you know she has a man, don't go to her house. Now, barring him being in prison or being out the country, you know, those are the two exceptions. Other than that, don't do it. It's not smart. But as men, especially young men, as I was at the time, not smart is just a way of life. So I was living in Lower Manhattan at the time. This girl that I wanted to see, she lived in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Mind you, she had a 1 year old kid. She had a boyfriend that didn't live there but was there all the time, so he may as well have lived there. And she was telling me about him. He wasn't a kid's father. He was a gunslinger. He was a wild boy. But that means nothing when you chasing a cat. So she's like, come on over. So now I have to go to work. Let's say I had to be to work at 3 o'clock. She's like, come see me at around 12:30, 1. I'm like, I have time to go over there. I would have to leave there by 2, 2:15 the latest to leave her house and go to work. She couldn't come to my house. So I have to go over there. You got to plan stuff. When somebody's doing dirt, you got to plan stuff just right. You have to plan it accordingly because they have to be able to account for their times and everything else. So she's like, come by. I put the kid to sleep. We come over. We do what we got to do. It's all good. Fine. So I go over there about 12:45 ish, almost 1 o'clock. We're there. The kid's still up. Like, all right, need but so much time. Let's put this little dude to sleep. So now we're talking. She's trying to put this kid to sleep. She's trying not to be too loud. The TV is on. She's like, am I hungry? I'm not hungry. Put this little dude to sleep. So finally, we're gonna say around 1:15, 1:20, he goes to sleep. Right? That's still decent time. Still make something happen. All right. Now she tries to get all cutesy. She puts him in the bed. Now she wants to sit there and try to do a prequel to what's coming up. And then all of a sudden, we hear a knock on the window. Now let me explain her house. She's living in a brownstone in Brooklyn. The brownstone, if you're facing it, you have a staircase right here. And then on the side of the staircase, you have a wall, then you have a door, and the door leads to the lower level of that place. That's not where she lives. She lives up the stairs. She's renting the first floor. So the lower level really has nothing to do with her, but the people in the building have access to it. People in the brownstone, I think each level is renting out, but there's nobody downstairs. It's a finished basement. It's a kitchen, it's rooms, it's a bathroom, a built-in bathroom, and that's gonna come in handy later. All right, so now we're upstairs in her apartment section. Now you can knock on the door and you can actually look into her house. But the guy knocks on the door and he's not really paying attention. He knocks on the glass actually. He knocks on the glass. He's waiting for her to open the door. So now I gotta leave. So now she opens up the door and the door kind of blocks the window. She's like, "You gotta go." Like he's crazy. I'm like, oh, I thought he was at work or running the streets or doing what he had to do. I thought he had, we had time. She's like, "You gotta go. You gotta go." All right, fine. So she's yelling, "All right, I'm coming. I'm coming." Fine. Now he's knocking on the door. Now this door is open, so he can't see me having to leave the apartment and go down the stairs and get away. So I go downstairs. She keeps the door open. She's talking to him. Oh, I'm trying to, the baby, yeah, whatever she's saying to try to, appease him, try to calm him down. Finally, she opens the door, but I'm downstairs now. When I go downstairs, it's a big room. You have little rooms in there. Those doors are locked, but in the main kitchen area downstairs, it's just a open space. It's a kitchen and a dining room area, and then off to the side of there, you have a bathroom. And the bathroom has a put-in shower where they you can tell that they put the shower in there themselves or had somebody do it. And you walk into the bathroom, the shower's there, and between the shower and the wall, it's about that much space. And it's about as deep as the shower. So the shower, I'm going to say, is about 3 feet deep, and the space is about 3 feet deep. If you step inside, it's like a little nook between the put-in shower and the wall. So now I'm downstairs. I'm standing in the kitchen area, and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't seem right. He's yelling at her. I know how you get down. You probably had a dude up in here, and he's yelling at her. And she turns the music up real loud, and she's like, well, I'm taking my baby to the park. And he's like, yeah, if I find somebody in here, it's gonna be a problem. And I'm like, I gotta go to work. Now I'm getting irritated. I'm standing down there. I'm standing down there for about a good 10 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, this just isn't smart. Let me just find a place where I can step to the side somewhere. So I'm looking around. First of all, the door downstairs is locked. It's closed anyway. I have to go past the staircase and go to the door, and I don't want to open the door just yet. I have to go out my way to get to that door. The door into the backyard is locked. It makes no sense for me to go into the backyard because then I'll be trapped in these people's backyard and no place to go. So I step into the bathroom. I go into the bathroom. I look. I'm like, this place is small. There's no place for me to go. Then I see the little nook in between the shower and the wall. I'm like, all right, you know what? I gotta do what I gotta do. Step to the side. So I have a white cable knit sweater on. I'm trying not to get dust on the sweater because the wall is dirty. But I'm like, I gotta be smart. So I step inside. Now this guy, she told me how much of a gunslinger he is. At the time, I might have been labeled a gunslinger, but I'm going to work. There's no guns. I always had a pocket knife. So I step to the side, have a knife in my hand. I'm like, if he just comes in here and turns the cord, I might have to just poke him and go. I gotta do something. I gotta get up out of here. I'm not gonna get caught up in here and be a victim. The things you do chasing the cat. So now he's yelling back and forth with her, and she's still yelling at him. And he's like, yeah, I know how you do. Yeah. And now I see him stomping around upstairs. He's stomping around. You hear doors opening and closing. He's stomping around upstairs. I'm like, yeah, this isn't smart. So now I'm sitting there like, all right, if he comes over here, do I poke? Poke. Up here is the chest. I don't want to kill nobody. Stomach. I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Time's going. I'm like, I gotta leave soon. I gotta get to work. That's a whole nother dilemma. And then something just tells me, unscrew the light bulb. Unscrew the light bulb now. So I step out, I reach up, I unscrew the light bulb. Then I step back in there. And I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. Then I hear him yelling some more, and then he stomps down the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, okay, here we go. All right, this. I'll turn it around. This. I'm like, all right. Now I'm quiet. I'm up against the wall, quiet as a church mouse. Not shook, just on point and very leery and disappointed in myself. I'm like, I knew better. I knew better. I effing knew better. She has a man. And he comes downstairs and he's stomping around downstairs and looking in to try to open the door to those rooms. Nothing's in there. He's walking around in the kitchen area. And then he comes into the bathroom and it's a string light. He tries to pull the string and make the light come on. It's not coming on. He tries it a couple times. He stands there. He turns around and he leaves. Goes back upstairs and they're arguing some more, and I hear her get mad and she slams the door and she leaves. And the radio's still on, so I don't know if he left or not, but I'm like, this is some BS. Like, this is, first of all, I ain't even getting her. I'm sitting there, I could possibly be late for work, and I put myself in a situation where I could have got hurt or had to hurt somebody chasing a cat. The things that I realized. You would think it's a wake-up call, but I have other stories later on at a different time to tell you, because you would think things like that would be a wake-up call to a man, and it's not. It's not. Sometimes we're hard-headed. We have to find out the hard way. So after like another half hour down there, just waiting around, I'm like, all right, well, here we go. It is. Once I make it out the door downstairs, I'm good. So now I sneak, I creep around. I don't hear anything. When the music's still on, but I don't hear anybody yelling, and very quietly, I try to fumble to get the door open. Finally, I get it open. I get out, leave, get to the train, get to work. On a break, I call her. Oh, knife is in my pocket now. It's not in my hand. So now I call her and I'm like, what happened? She was like, I left. You okay? Like, yeah, I'm good. Why'd you leave? She's like, 'cause I don't know what's gonna happen. I know how he is. I know how you do. And I don't want to be a witness to a crime. I don't want to be in the house if somebody end up hurting somebody else, or stabbing somebody, shooting somebody else. I'm like, gee, thanks a lot for checking up on me, being in the area, making sure it was all right. But yada yada yada. I end up seeing her again later on some other time, but not in her place because that's stupid. And as men, like I said, we are a stupid breed of people. And this story is a short story, but it's just a wake up call, a small wake up call, because nothing really happened, but could have happened. A small wake up call to men out there, and you have to realize, if you know she has a man, don't go to her house. That's it. You have a great day.